Hello, this is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, stepping into your life on a Friday night. I hope you are doing well. I hope the week has been kind to you and the world has been kind to you as well. So every Friday night, I come in and we talk about a topic to help you as you go through the trauma or after the trauma of divorce. Tonight's a little bit about after the trauma of divorce. In fact, it's a good plug for my next group, which is November 18th. We're going to do a new session again. I run these periodically through the year, and this session is Building Your Life After Divorce. Many of you have gone through this experience and have come to the conclusion of my 10 weeks or come to a period of time to where, okay, I've done the work, I've done the grieving, I've completed the divorce. Now what? And this next session really is about the now what. How do we begin? How do we begin life after divorce? So November 18th, if you connect with me, I'll send you a registration form, minimal cost to it. We spend 8 weeks together. We prepare a new life declaration. We look at every aspect of our life and we decide and make some decisions about what it is that we want and how we want to go forward. It's a very powerful time. So I hope that you will join us. And you may say, well, my divorce was 5 years ago. That's okay. My divorce was 7 years ago. That's okay. Until we do the work, we are going to stay stagnant at a certain state. So now is time to do the work. And perhaps you found that you are tired of going nowhere, of floundering. And a lot of people do, they flounder. It's like, I just don't know how to begin living again. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, because you have to give yourself permission. No one else can do that. No one can come and hand you your life or motivate you to get going. They can suggest things, but it really has to be up to you for it to work. And that's true with therapy. That's true with these sessions. That's true with life. We do not lack information. We do perhaps lack motivation. And so this group is really going to be a kind way to help yourself get started and give yourself permission to live again. So connect with me. Let's get that started. Okay, I want to start today with a Bible verse. Usually I end with a Bible verse, but the book of Ecclesiastes. Oh, I didn't cite that in there. It is the book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament. It talks about a season. And we've been through a season. We've been through a very difficult season. And now it's time. That season is over. And now it's time to begin building. So there's a season for everything, the scriptures tell us. And I found that to be very, very true. A time to uproot, a time to heal, a time to search, a time to give up, a time to tear down, and a time to build. A time to tear and a time to mend. Now is the time to build. Now is the time. And you may think, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know how to build. That's okay. That's where you are. And that's what we do in group is we meet you exactly where you are. You may need to go through this twice before it really clicks in. Most people is one time, but there have been those who say, I need to go through this again. And that's okay. Once you pay for it and come in, you can come through it as many times as you like, because things become clearer. The further away we get from the situation, things become clearer to us. And that is a very, very good thing. I just decided I better check my audio, and it looks like it's good. So, number one, realize that season is behind you, the season of divorce, and now is the time to build. Now is the season to build. Next question. Have you done the grieving so that you can begin to build? And why do I say that? Who wants to grieve? Absolutely no one. Who needs to grieve? Those people who have been through a trauma, such as divorce, need to grieve. And if we don't allow ourselves to do that, to cleanse ourselves of all the pain that's inside of us, we're not ready to move forward. We're not ready to start our new life. We are perhaps stuck and unable to move. So there's help for that as well. Maybe it is a therapist. Maybe it is a divorce coach. Maybe it is someone who can just help you get unstuck to begin moving, or to allow yourself, help you to grieve. Our bodies naturally grieve. We don't need to be taught how to do that, but we do need to allow ourselves to do that and stop having up all the defensiveness and trying to squelch, to stuff down. We need to allow ourselves to grieve. So the question, have you done the grieving so you can begin to build? I mean, you could still do it without having grieved, but it's not going to be as effective. Once you have completed that, and it's not a one and done thing, but once you have truly focused on that and allowed yourself to grieve, then you are going to find that, okay, I'm ready to move forward. I don't have to be here anymore. I don't have to be as depressed and oppressed as I feel. I can begin to see a future and a hope, to begin to see something is out there, a potential for me. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And then to give yourself permission to dream again. To dream again. To hope in a future, to have plans, to have goals. And then the next question is, do you remember? Do you remember your dreams, your life goals? Can you begin now to connect with them? Some people have to go seriously back to high school or college to remember what their dreams were, because this negative relationship and divorce has consumed the mind, the heart, the soul of a person. And they have to remember, what were those dreams that I had before life took this challenge? And I know that you had dreams as a couple too. And that goes back to the grief of grieving those. But it's time to look at, what are your individual dreams? Do you remember them? Can you reconnect with them? Can you begin to connect with them now? Pull out a piece of paper tonight and just start jotting down, what was it I wanted to do? Let's go back to elementary. What was it I wanted to be when I was a little girl? And then look at later years in high school, and what were your goals? And then college, maybe you pursued something, or maybe you're there professionally. But there are also other dreams, such as creativity or travel or forming groups, writing a book. Who knows what they are? But now is the time to begin to give yourself permission again to dream. Say, it's a big world out there. What do I want? What do I want? And believe me, if you say, I don't know what I want, I have no idea what I want, you are in the majority category for those who have gone through divorce. Truly. I have worked with hundreds and hundreds of men and women going through divorce. I promise you that that's true. A lot of people don't know what they want at this point. That's why you need a therapist, perhaps a pastor, a really good friend who will talk with you. But this group is especially designed for that. And the final question, what if? What if God wants more for you than you do? Some people going through divorce have really been shaded about who God is. That also is an exploration a full potential that needs to be discovered. Maybe you thought that God was mad at you going through divorce. And maybe you need to reconnect with the truth of who God is, a loving God who forgives, who gives second chances, who believes you have a future and a hope. What if God wants more for you than you do? What a question. What an exploration to begin pursuing. God, what do you want for me? What do you have for me? And then be ready to listen. And it may not come to you immediately, but if you keep asking that question, you're going to see things happen in your life or thoughts that you hadn't thought of for a very long time. So I encourage you to think on that question. What if God wants more for me than I do? That means your life is a whole lot bigger than what you think it is. And the rest of your life is a whole lot bigger than what you think it is. Okay, just a couple of verses. I've had this one up last few weeks, and it just resonates with me so much, and I hope it does with you. Keep me from lying to myself, God. It's actually a prayer. Keep me from lying to myself, believing things that are not true, believing I'm always going to be depressed or that my life is over and that nothing good can ever happen and that I'm going to die alone. You know, all of the fears and thoughts that we have as we go through a divorce. And there's a whole lot of lies in them. Keep me from lying to myself. Give me the privilege of knowing your instructions. I choose to be faithful. And then Psalm 139, search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offensive way in me and lead me in the way everlasting. If you want permission to give yourself to live again, it is critical that we search our heart, that we ask the question, Lord, test my heart and my anxious thoughts. Show me, search me and show me. Are there things in me that are offensive, that are offensive to you, God, and hurtful to me? Lead me in the way everlasting, the truth, the way, the life, through Jesus. Giving yourself permission to live again after divorce requires effort, being intentional, and taking risk of stepping out there, joining a group, seeing a therapist, writing a journal, those things in which are going to help you give yourself permission to move forward and to truly live again. I hope this has been of some encouragement to you. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, walking with you every step of the way through the trauma and after the trauma of divorce. Don't forget, November 18th is coming up, 2025, Building Your Life After Divorce. Have a good evening.